What's up everyone, I'm Rose and welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for financial education, empowerment, and inspiration. Now, if you have some money saved up and it's just sitting in a checking account earning zero, then you need to watch this video. I'm going to share with you 5 high interest savings accounts that all pay over 20 times the national average. Best of all, they're 100% safe and have no risk. So if you want to find out how you can start earning up to 3% on your money today, then keep watching. It's always a good idea to keep your savings separate from your everyday checking account. That way, you don't get tempted to dip into your savings or you spend it accidentally. It's just too easy to do that if it's all jumbled in with your everyday expenses. So if you're working towards building an emergency fund or saving for a big purchase in the near future, then these high interest savings accounts are the perfect place to park your extra cash until you need it. That way, your hard-earned money is at least keeping up with inflation. Keeping up with inflation, it's not just a nice to have, it's a must. According to the Federal Reserve, or the United States Central Bank, the prices of consumer goods and services has gone up by 3 to 4% every year since 2010. That means that if your cash is earning nothing, you're actually losing purchasing power every year because your money isn't growing. Meanwhile, the price of everything you use is rising. Food, rent, clothing, gas, electricity. That's why it's super important to put your money to work and to earn as much interest on your savings as possible. I researched all over the internet to come up with this list, and I found 5 really good options that all pay around 2 to up to 3% interest. I also found one bank with a hilarious name. You won't even believe what it's called. I actually thought it was a scam at first, but it's actually a legit bank account and it pays the highest interest out of all the ones I found. With that, let's jump right into the first savings account on the list. The first account is Betterment, and this is the one that I personally use. Betterment offers a 2.21% rate through the rest of 2019. And it is important to note that this is a promotional rate and they won't be offering this forever. And if you don't go with the promotional rate, the regular rate is going to be 1.95%, which is still really good, obviously. Now, the thing about Betterment is it's an online only savings account. And Betterment actually isn't even a bank. They're a robo-advisor, so an investment app that happens to offer a savings account on the side. And the thing about online only banks is that you don't get ATM access. There's no regular banking features like bill pay or a debit card. You can definitely move money in and out, but everything has to be done by connecting a different bank account to it digitally and doing transfers. So it's really not a problem because everyone does stuff online these days anyway. There's a $10 account opening minimum. And again, this promotional rate of 2.21%, in order to get that rate, you have to sign up for the waiting list for the Betterment checking account. That's just a simple little option. You just agree to sign up for their waiting list and you get that 2.21% rate for the rest of the year. And then later on, it's going to go down to 1.95%. So I really recommend the Betterment savings account. I've had a really good experience it. I have an automatic deposit for $25 a week going into it every month because I'm building up a sizable emergency fund, and it's all automated, just happens in the background of my life, and it's earning 2.21% interest. And whenever I need the money, I can always do a withdrawal and I'll have the funds in my checking account within 1 or 2 business days. The next high interest savings account is Wealthfront Cash, and they're currently paying 2.07%. So Wealthfront Cash, again, it's similar to Betterment in that it's not a bank, it's actually a robo-advisor that uses program banks underneath it to run its savings account program. Also, the thing about these accounts, both Betterment and Wealthfront, is that they're FDIC insured, and that's the #1 thing you want to look for in a savings account, that it's FDIC insured, which means that if anything happens to the bank, all hell breaks loose and the banks go down, then the government, the federal government, will insure your deposits up to, in this case, $1 million, so that your money is safe no matter what. Even if, the world comes to an end, the government's going to insure your money. So that's what you want in a savings account because you need to know that that money is safe no matter what. As with many other online-only savings accounts, Wealthfront Cash doesn't charge any monthly fees and only has an account minimum to open of $1. The third savings account I want to talk to you about is Varo. Varo is a really interesting savings and checking account, and they are currently paying up to 2.8%. Now this rate is as of May 8th, and the Federal Reserve actually lowered interest rates earlier this month in September, so I think Varo is going to update their rate sometime soon, but as of now, they're still paying 2.8%. But unlike the other two accounts that I just talked about, they have a couple more requirements in order for you to earn this high interest rate. So the way it works is you need to open a Varo checking account in order for you to have the Varo savings account. And to earn the 2.8% interest, you need to have a direct deposit going into the checking account of at least $1,000 a month. So if you get a paycheck, you're gonna need to route at least $1,000 of that into the Varo checking account, and then you'll qualify for the 2.8% interest. You also need to have a minimum of 5 debit card transactions in the Varo checking account. So if you just have those two things, $1,000 direct deposit and 5 debit card transactions per month in the checking account, then you'll earn 2.8% in the savings account. Another good thing about Varo is that they have no overdraft fees. And that's kind of one of their selling points, is that they let you overdraw up to $50 without charging any fees. I'm really against overdraft fees because they just really suck, and banks make way too much money on overdraft fees. Actually, in 2018, financial institutions made $34.5 billion on overdraft fees, which is just ridiculous. That's why I moved my money from Wells Fargo, because whenever I accidentally overdraft, they would just charge like 20, 30 bucks, and it just sucked. So anyway, if you move to Varo, then you won't have to ever worry about overdraft fees again. Okay, and the fourth savings account that I want to talk to you about that pays high interest is actually a checking account, but it pays a 3% rate. It's called the Redneck Rewards check-in account. This bank is hilarious. It's actually a real bank. It's called Redneck Bank, and their tagline is "Where banking's funner." So I think it's just a bank with a sense of humor, which I'm all about. They are legit because I looked into it. They're FDIC insured, and they're actually the online banking arm of All America Bank, which sounds like more of a legit bank. Redneck Bank, they have the rewards check-in account, and as long as you open the account with $500 minimum opening balance and you have 10 debit card transactions a month, then you'll earn 3% interest on that money. The only downside is you'll get this obnoxious debit card, which is a little bit, maybe embarrassing if you're on a first date or something and you have to pull out this Redneck debit card. And obviously it's a checking account, so you have to do a minimum of 10 debit card transactions on it a month, which is not ideal for a savings account. But I did want to point it out because they pay the highest interest rate that I've found anywhere on the internet. Redneck Bank also offers a real savings account called the Mega Money Market account. It pays 2.4% interest, which is not quite as good as their checking account, but they don't have any of those requirements of 10 debit card transactions a month and all that. So that's also one account worth looking into. Last but not least, Ally is an online-only savings account, and they're currently paying 1.9% interest as of September 21st. Any deposits at Ally are going to be FDI insured up to $250,000. There's no minimum to open the account. You can literally open the account with $0 in it just to start. They have no monthly maintenance fees. There is a $25 overdraft fee, which is not ideal. Ideally, you never overdraft, but again, I'm really against overdraft fees, so Ally isn't my favorite account, but I did want to mention it because it's super popular. So that's it for these 5 high interest savings accounts. Hopefully you have a good idea of some other options that pay more than 0%. Redneck and Varo, they definitely pay the highest interest rates. Redneck pays up to 3%, Varo pays up to 2.8%, but they do have a lot of requirements and minimum required debit card transactions and all of that in order for you to qualify. So if you're up for that, then definitely go with those. But I don't really use my debit card that often, and I don't have a direct deposit, and I just don't want to bother with meeting certain requirements to earn a certain rate. So for headache-free, high-interest savings accounts, I recommend Betterment or Wealthfront. I don't know if you know this, but it's great to earn an interest on your savings, but FYI, you still need to pay taxes on this interest. So every year, the account is going to send you a 1099 INT form, which will report the interest that you earn on your deposits. And you're going to have to pay taxes on the interest you earned. Obviously, earning interest and paying a bit of taxes on it is better than earning zero, but taxes are going to be your single biggest expense in your lifetime. So if you want to learn about some tax-free ways to grow your money, then check out these two videos right here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd also really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. Always remember to go after your dreams unapologetically and to live life on your terms. Cheers.